Thank you all again for coming out to support. Miss Harrington was a Motor City Match awardee, receiving a $15,000 cash award, along with a loan from Prosperous Detroit, to make, along with our hard work, to make this grand opening today a possibility. So kudos to you. You are a true testament to all our Detroiters, all our Detroit entrepreneurs, grit, tenacity, getting it done. Detroit hustles harder. We're seeing that right here today. And so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pass things to our mayor, Mike Duggan, champion of the Motor City Match program.
All right. Well, I want to start by thanking my partner who made sure that Motor City Match was funded and continues to be funded, Councilmember Raquel Castaneda Lopez. She's been a believer from the beginning. We had this idea that people who had talent, who had drive, but maybe didn't grow up with connections, they had access to capital, could take our vacant storefronts and start to open businesses in the neighborhood. And this is exactly the kind of business and the kind of dream we were hoping somebody pursued. And I'm just so pleased to be here with you. And I'm not going to talk for long because it smells so good. I want to get to the food. With that, let me turn it over to our council member.
Thank you. Thank you so much to everyone who came out. I personally am super excited because when I door knock here, unfortunately, there's not a lot of restaurants nor places to use the restroom. So I'm very excited to be able to stop here in the future when we're out door knocking in the neighborhood. And I think Miss Harrington's story, Miss Ella's story is highlights, not Ella, that's your story, Alicia, forgive me, highlights the story of many Detroiters. Her family has lived in this neighborhood for over 50 years. She was hustling, working full-time as a banker while running her catering business, which is amazing, and I think speaks to the power of women specifically. So shout out to all the female entrepreneurs out there that are really leading the way in our communities. And this means so much for this neighborhood. Just a couple years ago, we worked with the DEGC to do a retail corridor study for this community. There's now a newly formed business association. Some of the members are here. There'll actually be a cleanup happening in a couple of weeks to help beautify this corridor, to help make it look even better when people come in to visit LMA. So just want to congratulate you and thank you so much. I know for everyone in the neighborhood, they're very, very happy to have you back on the 4th Street corridor. And I'm going to turn it over to Miss Alicia to share a little more.
Okay. I want to thank you so much for coming out. This opportunity has been, I have no words to say. It started off with a dream. My grandmother, she instilled in me cooking as well as my mom, but my grandmother, when I was little, she would pull me up with a little chair and get me up in that chair, and I would stand next to her, and I would watch her cook. She would bake everything from scratch. She would cook, I mean, just endlessly. Everybody loved her cooking and our family. So the story is my grandmother, she started off in Alabama, on Montgomery Hill. That was her maiden name, Montgomery. And we had a hill. The family had a whole hill, and they would work out in the yard, and she would stay in the home and get all the food together for them to come in and eat. And she had to drop out of school when she was in high school to help her. Her mother passed away when she was young, and she had a baby sister. So she raised the baby sister, and the baby sister ended up being a nurse, and that's what my grandmother wanted to be. But she always cooked and had that passion, and she did it with love. So when she passed away, she was 89. She passed in 2007, and it was so near and dear to my heart that I wanted something to dedicate to her. And I kept thinking about what could I do? And my passion was always cooking. I did that on the side with banking. So I always really wanted to be, I said, you know what, my next level would be entrepreneurship. And I had finished my bachelor's and my master's degree, and I said, you know what, it's time for me to do something for me and to step out and to expand my horizons. And that's what I did. And I set out on this journey, and it has been a rough journey, and I just can't believe that it finally has come to pass. It's just so exciting. I thank my family. My family has been a huge support for me. I mean, I can't believe how much support I have gotten from my family. My sisters here from Atlanta, they help. That's the only sister I have. My mom is right here, my niece. And I have my brother. He's an instructor now at Washtenaw Community College, and college has started back, so he wasn't able to make it. But and my son in there, you used to hear the pots and pans. And he's just finishing up his culinary degree at Henry Ford, and I finished mine a couple years ago. So I did go back and get a culinary degree. That's just how serious I was about this journey. So I just want to thank the community. I want to thank Motor City Match. This would not be possible if it wasn't for Motor City Match. I couldn't believe it. I got a roadblock when it said I needed $11,500 for makeup air, and I needed almost $4,000 for fire suppression system. And when I was like, where am I going to get this money? This is going to set me all the way back. I had pulled all my 401k money. Every dime I get, I kept putting it into the building and putting it into the building. I said, will it ever happen? And finally, it has happened. And I thank Amanda Brewington. She helped me with Southwest Solutions to get the other part of the match, the loan money, and we decided to do an ice cream by ice cream machine. So now we will have soft serve ice cream. So we didn't have that in the community. The nearest one is all the way in Lincoln Park, Dairy Queen, and the other one is all the way up on Jefferson and River Rouge. So now our community will have soft serve ice cream. So we want to give back to the community. We want to start doing monthly feedings to the homeless and make sure that they can have one meal a month free and do things around Thanksgiving and Christmas. We want to give them dinner on Christmas and on Thanksgiving. So it's things that we want to give back because that's what my grandmother did. She gave back, and she loved people. And if it wasn't for the grace of God, I would not be here right now. Between all her prayers, I'm just so grateful and thankful. Thank you. Yes.
All right. Well, I want you to know that the council member and I, about every 3 or 4 months, come down and have lunch in the district, and she picks the hottest place to go. I'm pretty sure I know where our next lunch is going to be.